Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Patrick, and in this video, I want to talk about the importance of deep breathing, okay? I want to talk about the importance of deep diaphragm breathing. Now, most people take very shallow breaths that stop right here at their chest, okay? So I want to talk about deep diaphragm breathing, sending the oxygen all the way through the body, okay? And so diaphragm breathing is going to be like this. All right. So as you can see from the side view, you see my stomach protruding. Okay, my stomach going out. That means I'm getting the oxygen in my stomach, which means I'm getting a nice deep breath. Okay, and I'm getting the oxygen all throughout my body. All right. Now, the first benefit of deep breathing is going to be that I'm going to go over is detoxification. Okay. Now, detoxification. So what happens is when you deep breathe, you send oxygen all throughout your body, all right? And what happens is, as this oxygen travels throughout your body, it's going to, on the release, it's going to release the toxins, okay? Now, when you shallow breathe, when your breath, when your air, when your oxygen stops right there at the chest, it's not picking up as many toxins all throughout the body, okay? And so therefore you're holding on to a lot of toxins that you could be releasing through just simply breathing correctly, all right? Now, also when I speak of diaphragm breathing, I want to speak about how you want to hold those breaths, okay? So you don't want to just necessarily take a deep breath and then just release it quickly. You want to hold that breath as long as you can, and that may take practice, okay? But you start wherever you are, and then you add on to that, okay? So try to hold that deep breath in your diaphragm for as long as you can, and then what you want to do is you want to use your thoughts and imagine, okay? And so you have to take that deep breath, and then you imagine, use your thoughts that you're sending that oxygen. Now you're in control of that oxygen, okay? And you send that oxygen wherever you want it to go. What I like to do is I like to imagine that once I get that deep breath in my stomach, I like to imagine that oxygen going down from my stomach, going down my legs, all throughout the lower half of my body, all the way to my feet, and traveling back up, all the way back through my arms, okay, through my chest, all right, through my neck, all the way up through the face, and then on the release, I imagine I'm just after the air and the oxygen has traveled my body, cleaned up my cells, took in all the toxins. Then on the release, I imagine just releasing all those toxins. Okay, all right. So detoxification. And then the second one I'm going to go over is just well-being and calmness all together, okay? Now, when you deep breathe, what happens is it calms your adrenal glands, okay? And the oxygen blocks the neurons, okay, from the adrenal glands, and what it does, it reduces the fight or flight response, okay? And in turn, it reduces anxiety, all right? So imagine, once again, you're using your mind. Once you take in that deep breath, right, you're imagining those adrenal glands being blocked, okay? And I mean, they're being blocked, and you're using your oxygen. Your oxygen is what's blocking it. So look at the oxygen like it's a wall, okay? And those neurons from the adrenal gland cannot break through and can't send the message, okay, for you to overstimulate a stress response, okay? And therefore, that's going to block the signal of you getting anxious, okay? You're not going to have as much anxiety, all right? And and that's it for that pretty much. And also appetite suppression, okay? Appetite suppression. Now how this works is on the exhale, okay? Your neurons rush to your hypothalamus, and we know that your hypothalamus is responsible for your food intake and your appetite, okay? So what happens is, being that it controls your feeding, when you send certain neurons to the hypothalamus, and in turn, it sends a signal for you to stop eating, okay, and to stop feeding. So therefore, it's going to make you desire food less, okay, and then it's going to suppress the appetite, because also oxygen is a form of sustenance within itself. Okay, so therefore you don't need food as much. All right, so appetite suppression. Okay, also improve sleeping. Okay, improve sleeping. Now how this works is when you take deep breaths, right? When you take deep breaths, you put yourself in an alpha state. Okay, now an alpha state is a very relaxed state, a very calming state. Okay, and we know right before you go to sleep, you're relaxed and you're calm, right? So alpha, so it puts you in alpha state. All right, so the deep breathing, repeating those deep breaths, repeating those deep breaths. Okay, repetitive deep breathing is going to put you in the alpha state, which is going to calm you down and relax you. Okay, and then it's also going to stimulate the melatonin production, and we know melatonin is responsible for your sleep, right? And so with being stimulated to be put into the alpha state, and with melatonin production, is going to in turn cause for better sleep. Okay, so it's going to help with your sleep. Also hormone production. All right, hormone production. All right, when you take these deep breaths, all right, that oxygen sends signals all throughout different glands in your body, particularly your pituitary gland. Okay, and it's going to increase the stimulation of HGH. Okay, the growth hormone. Okay, production. Also testosterone. Okay, all right, and then even with these hormones, when it stimulates the hormone production, it does it. It's your body is so intelligent. It communicates with your body in a way that it's time release. If you think about when you take a supplement, when you go and take some pills, they say time release capsules. Okay, so it's going to be contingent on the time of the day and with the body, the hormone that the body needs at that particular point in time throughout the day, and the neurotransmission that the body needs throughout the day. So when you're deep breathing all throughout the day, you're constantly diaphragm breathing. What's going to happen is throughout the day, you need hormones like testosterone. Okay, you need neurotransmitters like serotonin. Okay, you need endorphins and things of this nature all throughout the day. Okay, for energy and feeling of well-being. Okay, and so those are the hormones that it's going to stimulate all throughout the day, but it doesn't throw you out of whack. And what happens is at night, if you've been deep diaphragm breathing all day, then it's time release. At night, you're going to release the proper hormones. You're going to start releasing that melatonin. Okay, so it's great for hormone production. All right, so let me see. What did I go over? I went over detoxification. I went over well-being and calmness, appetite suppression, improved sleep, and hormone production. I mean, those things right there is going to turn your life around. I mean, that's the key. I mean, that's the key right there. Okay, if you're cleaning out properly, you're going to stay healthy. If you have a feeling of calmness and well-being, okay, obviously that's a great thing. If you don't have to eat as much, okay, you don't have to deal with taking in so many toxins and have to over occupy yourself with eating. Okay, you can get other things done in your life and focus on other things and be more expressive in life, and it gets you out of that survival mode. I talked about in the previous video about fasting. I forgot to mention this, and I really was disappointed in myself for forgetting that point, because it was such a great point. You know, when you fast, and if you fast for a certain amount of time, like I said, you really test your willpower and you know what you're capable of now. And it takes you out of that survival state, because when you feel like you have to eat all day, every day, you know what I mean? Then guess what? You're just in survival mode and you're not really living your life. You're kind of just surviving. You're just living to find the next meal, to get the next meal. You know what I mean? So what happens is when you're less dependent on food, now you can more so live in a way that you were meant to live, which is you are nothing but an expression of God, right? So if you're an expression of God, you're down here to be a mini creator, a mini expressor, right? And but if you're over consuming with just eating, now you've reduced yourself almost to an animal. Okay, you know what I mean? An animal doesn't really strive to express itself in many ways. It's really just trying to eat, sleep, and and defecate. You know what I mean? You are an expressive being. So when you take the power from things such as overeating, it takes you out of the survival mode and you're able to be more expressive. Okay, and all these things are going to help with you being expressive due to the fact that it's going to put you in a condition to where you're able to go out and express. Okay, because you can't go out and express, you can't do any of the things that you say you want to do. Okay, you can't tackle any goals in life if you're sick, if you're unhappy, okay, and if you are overoccupied with things that is not conducive to you accomplishing those goals and those dreams and fully expressing yourself. Okay, so remember that, guys. So that's deep breathing. All right, those are all the things it's going to do for you if you properly exercise this technique. Okay, thanks for listening, guys, and have a great one. Peace.